Hey, what's up, guys? This is FitDread. Random video, but I wanted to review a phone that I got last year and I've been using for I don't know, several months, and it's the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. So I don't really do reviews very often, but I figured this device sort of warrants a review, considering the fact that not many people own a device like this. And that's because it's so expensive. It's also new technology. It's a folding phone, so it can unfold, and I mean that's pretty cool, right? So I want to talk about this phone, the pros and cons of owning a phone like this, and just kind of give you my perspective on it. A lot of tech reviewers have had their hands on this phone, and they've put out their hot takes on it, but I'm somebody that is actually living with the phone every day. And I just want to give you what I feel about it just really quickly, if possible. So first things first, do I regret the phone? Do I like the phone? And, how do I feel about it? No, I don't regret the phone. I think for me personally, this phone is probably the best phone for me out right now. 100%. I mean, just from a content consumption perspective, being able to Reddit, at this scale, it's really nice. I typically use my phone as the device. It's the device I always have with me. So it needs to do a couple of things. It needs to be able to play videos, like content consumption stuff. It does videos. It does Redditing, web browsing. So it's got to be able to do that sort of stuff, and it does that stuff extremely well. In addition to that, obviously it functions like a normal phone would with communication stuff. It does phone calls just fine. It does text messaging and messaging stuff just fine. And it does it, you can do it on the small screen, or if you want, you can do it on the big screen. You bust it out, and then you get the full screen experience, which is, I think, fantastic. So I really enjoy using this phone from that perspective. Now, the only negative, I think, with this phone, just to get into that right away, is the camera. I don't really love it. Now, the camera's not bad, and it has certainly some interesting features. For example, if I can use this feature here, which lets you see what I'm seeing. If I can actually just zoom in on the... it's kind of like a pretty cool feature. Being able to show the thing like that, that's cool. That's a feature that this phone has that normal phones don't have. So that's a really neat thing. So feature-wise, it's functional, right? It's really cool. You can also do something like this, where you open the camera app, and you can do a selfie thing, and then you open it up, and now you can do... okay, it didn't work that time. But basically, you can use the nicer rear-facing camera for selfies. So it says open your phone, and then now I have, okay, there we go. Now you can use the nice camera, the big rear-facing camera, for selfies. That's really cool. So functionally, it's got some cool features, right? It also has like a cool like half fold feature where you can prop it up kind of like this on the table. You kind of just sit it down, and it'll kind of just stand up like this. And you can use it to take photos. You can do stuff like that. Cool features that this phone has. But the camera itself, to me, is underperforming. And that's a shame. But it is what it is. It's a phone camera. And even though I prefer an iPhone phone camera to this, I don't think it's a bad camera if you give it enough light, if you're in a good... if you're in a spot where you can get good lighting, it's fine. Like outside. But if you're inside where it's like not the best lighting, that's where I start to struggle. And I've taken decent photos with it, that are what, I know most people would probably find acceptable. I collect anime figures, so I'm going to just show you a photo I took with this. This is a photo of... it's my Nekopara figures that I just got, and that's pretty nice. It's using the artificial depth of field that you get with with this camera. I took one without it, And I mean, that looks pretty good. That's a pretty good image, but it's not perfect. If you pixel peep like I often do, I mean, there's just some artifacting there that I don't like. And that's just something you don't get with a regular camera. And I mean, like, I'm talking about a big camera, but even the iPhone, I felt like the iPhone did better as far as images go. Now, I mean, you could get a phone like the Galaxy Note, the Note 20 Ultra, my wife's phone. It came out about the same time, but it has a better camera module in it than this phone does. But, you know, so it's kind of a shame that their most expensive phone didn't have their best camera. But, you know, it is what it is. I think this is acceptable camera, but it's not my best. It's not my favorite thing. But other than that, guys, the actual experience in using the actual unfolded fold, it has just been fantastic. There was a couple things I was worried about, like the crease. I mean, you know, it's a fingerprint magnet right now, guys. I just wipe it with my sleeve because that's how I roll. But, like, look at that crease, right? You know, you can really see it. And, I mean, the truth is, I was worried about that. I was worried about not only the durability of the screen, but the visibility of the crease. I was super worried about that because you can see it in the videos. It's like, is that a problem? And I'm going to tell you right now, it is not. The crease is not a problem because once you're in your content, you don't see it unless you have some kind of weird lighting situation. But even then, like, you know, if you got a glare, you got a glare. The glare is probably more annoying than the interesting reflection. So it's not a problem. You're looking at it head on. Like, you don't notice glares. Like, if I have lights in the room and I'm using my phone, it's if there's like a reflection off a normal phone screen, your mind just kind of ignores it. And it's much like the same thing with the crease. You're not gonna care about it. Now, the plastic screen's another concern. How's the durability on it? Because, you know, I'm somebody that has gotten really used to glass screens, and I don't like plastic screens. For example, this is a Nintendo Switch, and it has a plastic screen. Yeah, it's like a hard plastic, but I don't like the Nintendo Switch's screen. In fact, I put on a different Switch, I put a tempered glass protector on it. But yeah, I mean, I don't like the plastic screen on the Switch. It's not good. It'll get scratches, you know, so I was worried about it, right? But here's the truth of the matter. It folds. It protects itself. So as long as you don't put it in the pocket with sand and all that other stuff, like, guys, it's not going to be a problem. Like, my outer screen has some scratches. I don't know if you can see this. Let me try and get it so you can see the scratch. Hold on. See that right there? See that right there? That's some scratch action. Now, I'm not worried about it, guys, because, you know, this is the Gorilla Glass Victus, you know, whatever, guys. It's just Gorilla Glass, and it's scratches. I mean, it had a screen protector on it, but I hated the feel, so I took it off. And so, you know, I got to live with scratches. I don't have a case other than this guy. So the front, you know, if I sit it down on a surface, it can get scratched. It can get scratched in the pocket, just like a normal camera. But the inside screen has been pretty well taken care of. Now, if you want a pixel peep, I do have a tiny ding here in the very center. And I have a couple indent marks down here. But honestly, when you're using the device, you don't see it. So is the plastic screen a problem? No, I don't think so. In fact, it feels good. Like, the screen protector on it made it feel sort of nasty. But I peeled that off a couple days after owning it, after seeing people online do it. And I instantly was happy about doing it, because not only did the screen protector make the display look worse, like, I could see the screen protector altering the display. I could see, like, artifacts that I did not like. And so by taking that off, it got rid of that. It made it clearer, and also it made the screen feel better. So I love the screen feel on this, honestly, and I think that it's now a non-issue. This is non-issue. It feels solid when you're using it. I don't have to treat it any special way. I don't have long nails, so it's not like a big problem with that. So yeah, if you're worried about the screen, it's not an issue. But how is the device in general? Well, I'll tell you, I do a lot of YouTube videos. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on this, and the YouTubing experience is pretty great. You can get, like, if I watch like this is Taryn from Linus Tech Tips. If I'm watching a video from him, you can full screen it and you can watch it just like this, and it's fantastic. But in addition to this, like, okay, you can do more than just watch the video. You can get in the comments section down here. You can browse through more videos. You can look at the comments section if you actually pull it up. And I mean, you've seen, guys, you've seen demos. If you've watched reviews, you know about the functionality of the device, guys. You can see, if I wanted to, I can multi-app. So I can read it down here. I can make it, resize it, so I can read it even bigger. You can do multi-window stuff, like if I wanted to watch this video and then I wanted to go do something else, you got picture-in-picture. So there's a lot of functionality with this phone, and I really appreciate that. So as far as like Android goes and like Samsung software and everything, I think it's really good on this phone. I think it's really, really good. It takes advantage of the big canvas here. Web browsing is also good. If I just go to a website real quick, I mean, being able to go to, this is my, my own personal website. If I'm on this website, I mean, it works really good having this big screen like this. And I mean, the nice thing is if you're browsing, you can do desktop modes on sites and get like the full desktop mode experience. And just have a pleasant experience on the web. Like, let's just go to Amazon, for example. The web experience on this is just second to none. You can really do some awesome web browsing on this because you can look at full websites. And not only that, but in addition to that, having a big screen like this is great for like remote desktop applications. For example, if I connect, let me just put my login in, but I have a server computer downstairs, and I oftentimes will connect to it. So let me actually try and autofill my password here, put it in. But yeah, so remote desktop is really nice because you have this big screen where you can, I'm logging in, bam. So I'm on my remote desktop, and I run a 7 days to die server, so I can see my terminal log. Look how nice that is, guys. Look how nice that is. So being able to do remote desktop on this, I mean, it's just better, for me. So there's a lot of pros with the big screen. And see, I wasn't fully convinced because I came from an iPhone, and I'm really a fan of iOS. I had to learn Android. I had to get used to how things work on this side, but it's been worth it. And it's been worth it for the hardware. The software, there's pros and cons, right? People like iOS, people like Android, and I'm somebody that's always been in the Apple ecosystem in a big way. I've had the iPhone, I got the Mac, I loved my Apple Watch, and I've had to give up the Apple Watch and my love for iOS for this device, but it was 100% worth it on my phone because I do a lot of content consumption on my phone, and I think this device with its large canvas does it best. So that's really where, I mean, if you're playing games on it too, I mean, it's second to none because, here I'm playing Shop Titans in my free time, and Shop Titans works really well. I mean, just being able to play on this big screen, if you're gaming, it's just fantastic to be able to, and it's going to give me a million pop-ups since I haven't played in a minute, but being able to actually play games like this, this is really nice. So gaming is nice. Emulation, I've played a lot of emulators and stuff on it, but I don't really do it too often. To be honest, I don't really game on my phone. If I'm doing anything, I'm probably on Reddit, I'm probably on YouTube, and that's about it. Web browsing, obviously, but and music, but like, as far as what I use a phone for typically, which is the content consumption device that's always in my pocket, and it's also a tool because I can do stuff. I can get my email, and email is really nice. I mean, you can look at you can look at email like really nice I ordered Taco Bell this morning, so bam, Taco Bell. It's the emailing experience is really nice. So there's just a lot of pros with owning a device like this. Now it's worth a lot of money. It costs a lot of money, right? It's like $2,000. So is it worth $2,000? That's going to be up to the individual, the buyers. For me, I hopefully will be holding on to this device for at least 2 years. I'm somebody that gets a new phone like every year. Typically, I'll get like the latest iPhone. Or, like maybe every 2 years I'll get an iPhone. It really depends. The past 3 phones I've owned have been iPhones. So, and then before that I had the OnePlus One, and I've had other Android phones and what have you. But I wasn't compelled to go back to Android until this device right here. And I gotta give it to this one. To me, it's the winner. For me. Now, I mean, there's an argument to be had for having a phone and a tablet, right? But I wanted something that would kind of be both. And I think that this is both. I don't bring my iPad with me to work. I don't bring it out shopping. But I do bring my phone. And being able to have a phone like this on the go with me. And then I even got a little kickstand, so like I can prop it up, with the big screen. It's great. Now, here's another criticism. I'll just kind of put it out there before I end the video. I cracked this phone, so if we can get the camera. See that sucker there? Nasty, right? I blame Samsung for this. You see how they curved the glass there on the edge? What were you thinking, Samsung? That's asking for someone to break it like I did. And I think that's lame. What I did was I just bought this case to hide it because I ain't about to send this to Samsung and probably get hundreds of dollars for them to replace that back glass. No thanks. I just put a case on it. I don't even know it's broken now. So, because I was using it without a case. So anyway, that's my review, really. That's my hot take on the Z Fold 2. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below, and I'd love to answer your questions. So, yeah. Anyway, that's been it. This has been Fit Dread, and have a good one.